Mark Carney's incredibly flawed plan of dealing with the United States and the trade situation has reached a point where even the CBC can't defend him anymore.
What do you make of this move? Because this is not matching. This is different. What do you make of the fact that we found out from Kate McKenna and not from Mark Carney?
Yeah, well, this is pretty good investigative reporting and exactly the kind of thing that finance ministers hate. So
you speak from experience.
Yes, good word, Kate.
Yeah.
It does, I think, beg the question why the government wasn't more transparent about this. It's not like it wasn't going to get found out. It's not like it's not even, I mean, it's defensible. So why not just put forward the argument at the time? These are the kind of things that erode the trust in government over time and I think are really unnecessary. But it does speak to a little bit of the problem that the government has, and frankly the opposition, in defining exactly where this tariff thing is going to go. I mean, how much are Canadians prepared to actually sacrifice on the price of groceries or other goods to have these so-called elbows up, which I think is kind of getting to be a tired and trite commentary. But, you know, to what extent are they prepared to accept that pain, and to what extent do they want just a more pragmatic path, which is let's find a way to, you know, get over this?
You know, Rachel, I wonder about this because, you know, as Andrew says, maybe there is a defensible reason for this. Like if it costs more to administer, then you're going to collect and it's going to hurt Canadians, and what is the point? But here now they've got a situation where Pierre Poilievre is quoting his favorite news source, the CBC, and accusing them of a lie. What do you make of the way this is going?
Well, I think that the bigger problem for why they didn't talk about this is just the history behind it. I mean, Mark Carney a few months ago came out and told Canadians that his ballot question was who's going to be better to go after Donald Trump and make the best deal for Canada. What he has done ever since then is taken a sharp turn on almost everything that he has done in relation to those tariffs. And you have to remember, this is a guy that said Donald Trump wants to break us so that he can own us. Like we were talking about Canada being the 51st state, and now we're seeing that the Prime Minister isn't even telling Canadians when he's making big adjustments to the tariffs. So it's a problem when it comes to trust amongst Canadians, and it's a problem, like he said, when we think about what the outcome will be and whether or not we will actually get a good deal for Canada.
Right, but you know, things haven't been static since the election, right? It was Donald Trump who was talking about Canada being the 51st state, right? And you know, so like that has gone away as an issue. But you know, Michelle, I just wonder from a basic communications and transparency perspective, I mean, the Prime Minister was clear, we're matching. This is going beyond that. Like, if there's a good reason for it, just say it instead of this, right?
I don't understand. It's an own goal, really. You know, there is a justifiable reason, so that because we all know tariffs, Canadians actually pay the tariffs that we're imposing on duties coming in, and if you want to lower costs, taking some of those tariffs off is a way to do that. I don't. You know, it's curious that Pierre Poilievre wants to have higher costs and keep the tariffs, but fine enough, he can have his own position. And you know, this is a prolonged discussion in terms of where we're going on the trade situation. I think Canadians completely understand that dealing with Donald Trump and getting any deal is not worth it, that we want to have a good deal and one in favor of Canada. And I think along the way, you know, the government is reducing the small number of tariffs as they probably should. That doesn't take away from the fact that they should have been upfront about it. There was no reason not to. And I don't know if it was just sloppiness or laziness or anything like that, or it just got missed. But, you know, I think that this is a lesson that, you know, is probably not that detrimental politically, but they've got to learn and do it better and just be transparent.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the opposition wants. It's what Mark Carney said. It's what he ran on during his election campaign. And over the past nearly 8 months now, we've seen him go back on every single thing that he claimed he would do. Now, I agree, the tariffs on both sides need to be removed altogether. And I'm paraphrasing here, but Poilievre also said he would drop the tariffs if Canada receives something in return, some sort of benefit, unlike Mark Carney, who isn't getting anything in return and just continues to bend over.
Is this, do you think, a right move by the government? You know, or is this just a communications snafu? I mean, what do you make of this more broadly in terms of an approach to dealing with the U.S.? Because everybody in the world is dealing with tariffs, and nobody seems to have found the secret sauce to getting Donald Trump to change his mind.
Well, that is certainly working to the Prime Minister's favor. I think the other thing that we should recognize about Mark Carney is that there's two things that really do work, he's able to take advantage of. One is that people do believe he's going to find a pragmatic way forward. I don't think that they view him to be, dogmatic or ideological overly. And so there is a sense of kind of trust that what he is doing, there's kind of a method to the madness in this. There is a route forward. Second piece is that he has been pretty good at reading the room since he's become Prime Minister, both on the domestic politics and also in terms of understanding how to stay in front of some of the badder economic news. And I think that this is also working to his advantage. So, we're going to have to watch how this plays out. It's interesting that I think neither the Conservatives nor the opposition bloc and NDP have really managed to find a way to turn this into a political advantage for them. Canadians, I think, may be waiting for more information from the Prime Minister on what he's doing, but I think at this point are prepared to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Rachel, your thoughts?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think Canadians have given him the benefit of the doubt, and we've talked about that for months now. The question is, at what point does that trust degrade? And it's moments like this and reporting like Kate's that degrades that trust. And whether or not that was a communications snafu or it really was planned, that they changed it on purpose and decided not to make a public statement about it, eventually Canadians will wonder, where are we going and how are we getting this done? And this isn't about necessarily just the relationship with the United States or Donald Trump as the president. This is about the Canadian economy. This is about Canadian workers and Canadian businesses and people that are living their lives with this ambiguity. And now to have the Prime Minister, the leader of our nation, not even telling Canadians what they are doing and being clear on potentially economic issues. We've seen Mark Carney say in his platform that he was anticipating $20 billion in revenue from tariffs that potentially we couldn't see now. I think that's where this moment happens with Canadians, where they start to wonder what exactly is happening and where exactly are we going.
If this is what it took for you to realize that Mark Carney isn't as intelligent as he claims to be or made himself out to be, then I guess welcome aboard finally, but you should have had this mindset months ago. You should have had this mindset during the election. You should have had this mindset when the Liberal Party slapped lipstick on a pig and said, hey guys, we're a new party now with new ministers, even though a majority of them are from the Trudeau era, and Mark Carney advised Trudeau. Anyway, I would like to know what you think down in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and have a good one.